I'm going to make a pledge that I'm going to eliminate child pornography from the internet.
Illnesses of the brain are heavily stigmatized.
You know what you can pray for me about?
What?
I got something. So I've been working. When Barack Obama was going into office, I made a pledge that I was going to start fighting human trafficking.
Yeah.
And I started a foundation called Thorn with my ex-wife, and we're building digital tools to fight human trafficking. So basically, like the purchase and the commerce for human trafficking is happening online, just like everything else now. And so we're building digital tools to fight back against it. And we've built a tool to help law enforcement prioritize their caseload and recover victims and find traffickers. And we've found and we've identified and recovered over 6,000 trafficking victims this year. And
your goal was 5, and you got 6.
And,
right? That's
and
fantastic.
I've identified and recovered 2,000 traffickers. And our next battle, that I'm going to eliminate child pornography from the internet.
Wow.
And so you can help me get that message out there and help me get support around that.
There are a lot of great organizations, too, I would like to talk to you about when we go to commercial break.
Ashton, thanks so much.
This is the new face of fighting Alzheimer's. Young people in their 20s and 30s, even famous millennials like funny man Seth Rogen.
If you start seeing the signs of Alzheimer's in your 60s, you're actually starting to develop it in your mid-30s.
The actor is now part of a new study on educating teens about Alzheimer's.
And that's why we need your money.
Seth and his wife Lauren also created the Alzheimer's fundraiser Hilarity for Charity after her mother was diagnosed with the disease.
Illnesses of the brain are heavily stigmatized, and people just don't like talking about them.
What we try to do with Hilarity for Charity is to destigmatize it, to make it part of the conversation, to make it fun and friendly to take care of your brain as a young person.
When you're in your 20s, I get it. The last thing you want to think about is, what is my health going to be like in my 50s and 60s? Lead a more brain healthy lifestyle now. You will also feel better and probably just be happier for longer.
Hi.
Hey, everybody.
Hi.
Behind each of our nation's 5.5 million military caregivers, a unique story of bravery, true grit, and unconditional love.
You were high school sweethearts.
Rival high school.
Savannah and I spent the afternoon meeting these families and listening to their stories at an event hosted by the Elizabeth Dole Foundation and its Hidden Heroes campaign.
Well, you have a good one here. I mean, that's a real love.
Savannah is one of the campaign's ambassadors.
Do you feel as though you have somebody that you could call anytime?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
And I've served as chair since it launched in 2016. We're committed to shining a light on the struggles these caregivers face and encouraging the nation to lend a hand and lift them up.
If you could have anything within the next 72 hours from Hidden Heroes, what would it be? Some time off?
I need a vacation.
You need a vacation.
These spouses, mothers, fathers, siblings, and friends are the new front line for our nation's veterans, providing $14 billion a year in voluntary, uncompensated care.
Every caregiving story begins with an individual who raises their hand to serve our country. Sometimes in the course of carrying out that duty, they fall. And when that happens, their caregiver, often the love of their lives, is the person there to lift them up off the ground.
Name of any nonprofit
Thank you. Thank you.
So
I know I wanted it to sound like me, and Cancer Schmancer means cancer is not the boss of me. And I had already written a New York Times bestseller called Cancer Schmancer and realized that the book was not the end, but just the beginning of what's now become a life mission. So it was a natural thing that the best-selling book morphed into a movement. And now we're the Cancer Schmancer movement. So I hope everyone goes to cancerschmancer.org.
Awesome. Can you believe it's been 10 years?
Well, I'm going to be 17 years well, and the organization is going to be 10 years. And it's, you know, it's just an amazing journey. I mean, bad things happen to good people, but what what we do with it, how we grow through it, and what becomes of us as a result is what makes all the difference. And I have to say that, you know, I'm not glad I had cancer, but I am better for it because I've turned my pain into purpose.
And one part of this purpose is this cabaret cruise. That is coming up.
In the spirit of Cancer Schmancer, we try and do everything that's either, you know, very educational and exciting or very fun and motivating. And this happens to be our very fun and motivating event. It's the Cancer Schmancer Cabaret Cruise on the beautiful Hornblower Infinity ship right here in New York Harbor. And I hope everybody goes to cancerschmancer.org and gets their tickets. It's Monday, June 19th.
Are you looking for a country superstar to sing at that cabaret? I just happen to be friends with one. I just happen to be friends with one.
I wish. If you really?
I love going on cruises.
Will you talk to us about these wonderful pieces? Each one obviously is important, but you say it's all going to a great cause.
Yes,
What cause is that?
My foundation. I send kids to school so that they can, to camp rather. I send them to camp so they can learn about science, technology, engineering, and math as goals. We take kids from all over the LA basin and we send them up to the LA National Forest and they do hands-on scientific experiments or they'll observe the night sky, they'll do water retention projects. And this gives them an idea of where the good jobs are going to be in the 20th century.
That ball right there, that was the one that set the record, isn't it?
Yes, that's the one.
Tell us,
That's the one I set the scoring record with. And we have game-worn jerseys. We have a UCLA ring. We have a couple of my rings from the NBA.
This is huge to be parting with these things. So these are they're not just memorabilia. They're snapshots of your life.
Absolutely.
Is it hard to part with them?
No, because I have so much of this stuff.
See, if you had one, it'd be tough.
Yeah, I'd keep it and I'd wear it. But, you know, they're very valuable, and I'm not in the museum business. You know, what am I going to do with them? So the fact that people value these things and I can use it to get my kids to camp and back is a great